When people think about mathematics, they think about solving an equation. And that's not what mathematics really is. Mathematics is really art, because it's about the creative aspects of discovery. People see mathematics as so sterile and so devoid of human engagement, human emotion. But in reality, mathematics is a human endeavor. And so there is math drama when you are frustrated because you can't see the structure. You can't see the pattern in something that you're working on, and yet you know it's there. That's drama. And then that moment where you have an epiphany through that frustration, that's a dramatic moment that is so exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Hey, today we are picking up on our second in the series of go-to-market strategies.
What's happening? What's new in the world? What's in the news? Yes, sir, all the way in the back row.
John Boyle's class is a massive show. You want to be there. It's like being at a live Stephen Colbert show. Like, nobody would give up that ticket.
It's almost like I just watched an hour-long Netflix special. But at the same time, I really liked what I was learning.
My philosophy behind why I wanted to merge edutainment with accounting curriculum is I was really concerned that students were just bored in class and they didn't understand how important the information that they were learning truly is. So if you can take a powerful story and make it entertaining, you can talk about some of those topics that a student might think is boring, but it's very, very important.
With my videos, it really is about why. Why are perpendicular lines like that? And how does that impact the slope of these lines? And what does slope mean? Those are the kind of questions that my videos tried to address.
The scariest question that Dr. Berger could ask you is why. You might have a firm belief or stance or view on an issue in class, but when you're asked why, it really forces you to stop and think about what is the bedrock reason for my feelings about this. Maybe I shouldn't be seeing it this way. Maybe I should be seeing it in a different way. And it doesn't matter the discipline. When you're able to ask yourself why, you realize there's a lot more that could be uncovered.
I see accounting in everything I do. So sometimes I'll have my students do a project where they'll go out into the world and tell me all the internal control weaknesses that you notice at the movie theater or at the barbershop or at just the local grocery store. And so I try to make it real for them.
They can't just know what's in the textbooks. They can't just know what made the history books. They have to know the stories that people carry with them transnationally, across borders. We have to know these stories too. They matter too.
I think the most crucial and important thing you can do is to hook students early. I'm going to get you passionate and curious and engaged so that you want to learn more about all these topics for the rest of the 3 to 4 years that you're here. And one of the ways you do that is empathy. Empathy is that you have an ability to understand multiple sides of an argument, truly understand both sides of an argument.
Just going through some pretty deep stuff over a couple years after I had been a student and working with her. And I just remember got to a point where I really needed support. And so for some reason, I would always find myself in her office hours. And I'd always find myself there talking with her, rambling about, you know, how I want to overcome these things or how I want to be able to help people like me, you know? That might be really misunderstood. And you can see this kid or whatever on a college campus, but you don't really see what's actually happening. You know, and I wouldn't have been able to make it through school or make it through like life without her.
A professor is more than just someone who imparts knowledge. I see myself as a friend in some cases, a guidance counselor, a walking Rolodex for students who want jobs. I'm a connector, I'm a marriage counselor. I do all sorts of things outside the classroom. This is why I got into teaching. I need to engineer connections, connections which transform my students and simultaneously transform me.